Hey y'all, what's going on? Let me make sure that everybody can tune in. It is Tuesday. I'm your girl comedian Stiletto, and it is Cocktail and Convo Tuesday. So you already know it's about to go down, and it is so much to talk about, y'all. I can't eat, man. Let me make sure I got everybody on here. Hold up. How y'all doing this Tuesday, by the way? Boom. Now we are cooking with oil. How y'all doing? So it's cocktail and combo. I got my cocktail. You should have your cocktail. We just gonna jump right into it because there's so much to talk about. I'm gonna introduce my co-pilots. You already know they are amazing. Okay, so listen, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and bring on my lady of the hour, Queen Ray. What's going on, love?
Hola, hola, oh people. Okay, guys, you're gonna have to excuse me. I kind of sound like a 60-year-old smoker. Sinuses is kicking my ass. Not in pain or anything, but I'm just like this, congested,
Just all up in
like
there.
the predator on my face type.
Oh
But
shit.
anywho, I'm here, counted and present for. President
That's what I'm
counted for.
talking about.
How to go? I don't even know the proper term, but I'm here by the grace, hallelujah, and I'm excited because I know y'all been missing us. Like it really has been maybe only like 2 weeks, but 2 weeks is a lot to miss.
It
Okay,
is.
so
It
we
is.
here and we ready to turn up and get these combos going while I'm
That's
sipping my hot toddy because you know I got a cocktail in my tea. What?
and you know he hasn't been here in a while, so
Mhm.
Taliban.
how
I'm
you doing,
here.
sir?
I'm here. I'm here. Y'all already know. I'm here. You already know what's gonna happen when I'm here. So let's do it tonight. Cocktail Convo. Y'all already know about the show. If you don't know about the show, enjoy the show. And don't be afraid to interact with us. That's what we do. And I got a special, I'm the special guest today because I'm the only guy. So I get
Ah,
some
He finally shows up, and of course, he has to feel
makes
like
yourself a
royalty when
special
he's
guest.
here. That's what the show is all about. Oh my goodness, I'm about to change the flyer and just like have just a neutral flyer with nobody's face on it. I don't know. But hey y'all, good evening, T. Good evening, Doris. Good evening,
Good
DJ Chuck
evening.
Norris.
Thank you,
Good
T.
evening, Ella. Good evening to you all. Now listen, it took a smack to bring Montreal Anthony back. Now y'all know we can't even begin this show without what we I mean social media has been flooding. Like I cannot open my social media and see anything else but memes and conversations and people's opinions. So this is your time to shine, folks, and give your 2 cents on how you felt. First of all, did anybody even know the Oscars was happening on Sunday? Like
Girl.
know Beyonce was going to be there. Like I had no clue. Maybe I'm living under a rock. I'm so sorry, but the Oscars is not something that I normally am tuned into.
Yeah, it's usually a little overrated. I think the last couple times that I watched it was because we knew someone of color or a black person was getting a special award, and it was a support type thing. Like, oh, we gonna show up and show out. But
Right.
I had no idea.
I
I
had
don't know.
no
It's like everything's
idea.
streamed now and stuff. It's like we don't think
I
about that stuff.
yeah. And the thing about it is, first of all, I'm going to give a big shout out to Samuel L. Jackson. A lot of what happened that was great that night kind of got washed away by the controversy that it took place. But after 150 movies, grossing over $270 billion or something like that, worldwide, Samuel L. Jackson finally won his first Oscar,
Yay!
which again shows us how this is not our platform as brown people. Okay,
Hello,
some of
hello.
the greatest actresses and actors on the planet have still not received a Oscar and things of that nature. So it is definitely different. But big up to Samuel L. Jackson. I know your celebration was kind of like, a little tainted due to the drama that was taking place. Oh my goodness. So if you did not see or you did not know or you felt underneath the rock that I was under before I knew the Oscars, Chris. Okay. Chris Rock he was doing his monologue, telling his jokes as a comic should do. And I didn't think he was doing anything that I've never seen any other comic that hosted the Oscars do. Even regular people that have hosted, or actors and stuff. It's always stuff about the people that are in the audience. They even tell you where they're going to sit, stuff like that, so you can take jabs, say little things in front of your colleagues, things of that nature. He made a joke about G.I. Jane, which I did not think got its glory in its entirety. Okay. Because first of all, there was two parts to it. I'm sure the look of the bald head was definitely one of them. But I'm gonna have to say, did you understand how Demi Moore, who played G.I. Jane, cheated on her husband, left her husband for a man that was much, much younger in his 20s? And so the joke has so much, it had so much girth to it that we did not even get to really dissect it the way we should have. But I will turn this over to the panel. Montrell Anthony from the 1-5. I'm just going to start with you because you are the only guy. And a lot of people are saying Will Smith protected his wife's honor. What did you think about this whole shenanigans situation?
Well, a lot of people was like, man, Will. A lot of people was like, he was wrong. He should have been embarrassed. It was an embarrassment. I heard a lot of different things. But how I feel about it, I probably done the same thing. I probably just smacked. Somebody should have been done it. Somebody should have been exposed to Oscars for what it really is. You know what I mean? And I think people not looking. I think Will Smith, a lot of people not understanding, and I think Will Smith got caught up in character. I think he never came out of character. I think he thought he was Richard. He addressed it like Richard. Like Richard. That was not Will Smith. That was Richard. And sometimes actors don't know how to retreat out of character. And he really felt strongly about that character. And I think he reacted off of that. That's my opinion. I think he was still in character. I really do. I think, because Richard protected his family. His family felt threatened. Richard was that guy that would protect them by all means. And Will did the same thing. And it's like, wow, bro. You doing it, and the awards you getting for the character you played, that's that guy. That was that guy's attitude. That was that guy's. That was him. You know what I mean? So a lot of people probably never even paid that part no attention. Like, so everybody was like, a lot of actors do get caught in character, and I think Will Smith actually got caught in character. That's why it was so easy for him to like smile and brush it off and apologize, because that wasn't him. That wasn't Will Smith. You know what I mean? That was Richard. That was Richard all the way.
So real quick, you said you would do the same.
I would.
Why would you have been so offended if someone called your wife G.I. Jane?
I don't think it was the fact that he called my wife G.I. Jane. I think it's the fact that it was like you said, the joke was bigger than G.I. Jane. And it's like, you poking in my personal business, and at the same time, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I understand, but again, like if anybody felt like disrespected, they're gonna react in a certain kind of way. He felt disrespected at that moment. His wife felt disrespected, and he just went straight into beast mode, I guess. You know what I mean? Me personally, why I would do it off the strength of the fact, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you're not gonna play me like that, bro. You're not gonna play with me like that. You're not gonna sit in my face and play with me like that. Now, mind you, you know what I mean, that a lot goes on with these people because they human. And a lot of people forget they're human. A lot of people don't know what they go through in their personal life. You feel me? And again, I think him playing that character and that kind of triggered Will Smith to react the way he did. I really do.
That's very interesting. That's the first time anybody has explained it to me like that. That's very interesting. If you don't mind reading that comment that I have up on the screen from one of our Anthony, thank you so much for tuning in. And Anthony is saying,
I'm over the slap. For me, it was a joke. When did certain shit become off limits in comedy? We make fun of Kevin Durant and LeBron hair. We make fun of Michael Jackson. Why is Jada conditioned? I don't like I said, I don't really think. I think y'all think it's all about her condition.
Mm-hmm.
When Stellato explained to y'all earlier how deep that joke go and how personal shit was with that, again, like I said, think about the character he just came out of, and think about that guy. If you watch the movie, you'll understand what I'm saying. Think about that guy's demeanor. That was him.
Right.
That was him. That wasn't real, man.
A lot of people say, listen, T is saying, I don't think Chris was being disrespectful. He's a damn comedian. Hell, their life is an open book. Come on now. And that's one thing that I will say. I mean, a lot of their life has been an open book, not only because of the media, but because of your wife, this wife that you defended, that you were so, the honor and things of that nature. A lot of that, I think, I don't know where the feedback, but a lot of that is coming from, what I mean, her red talk conversations, table talk, whatever her show is called, where she's put her family, her life, even her husband at one point on there to talk about their personal business.
Right.
So it's very interesting, but I never thought about it as the character, because even in his speech for him winning the Oscar, he was just like, I protected this and I protected that, and he was, some will say very much in character even during that
Yeah.
speech.
I don't think he came out of it.
If you put your life on Front Street, people will drive the car on that street. And understand, Marcus. Well, Richard had words for it. He said he doesn't appreciate it and doesn't condone violence. He did. He said he did. Will Smith released I guess, an apology and things of that nature. A lot of people felt some kind of way because he apologized to the Academy and not to Chris and things like that. But he has now since come out and apologized to Chris, saying that, this is not in any way showing what kind of man he wants to be. He doesn't condone violence, things of that. Comedy is comedy. I can only imagine if Joan Rivers was there. Exactly. I mean, there's been a lot of comedians that have made jokes in regards to Will, Jada, the babies, their kids, everything. And I don't know. I don't know. This one is a very long one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read this whole thing. Oh my goodness. I don't feel that Chris Rock was wrong. He's a comedian. He was doing his job, roasting the guests. Like I said in my previous statement, most people do that. Will Smith hit Chris out of, okay. So it was deplorable. It was. It's a lot to that. Make sure that you read her comment. I appreciate you typing all of that. My love. That is a lot and it's very small on my screen. So, but I think that yes, and I think that there's one statement that I have to make sure that I read. She's saying he was not caught in character. Let's stop making excuses for foolishness. It replaces anger. He's been demanded, and I mean, a lot of people are saying, "Listen, he hasn't felt like he could be a man at any point in time. He could have just snapped. He is a human being, things of that nature." But Montreal, that
Let,
was the word.
let me explain something. You never did acting, so you never had to get into a lot of these actors. They're so deep in what's the dude name that was in the Wire, Omar? He
Mm-hmm.
even came out and said the last gig he had, he got so deep into character, it was hard for him to come out of it. Like some of these guys get into it and they don't know how to come out of it. So for you to say he wasn't a character, have you ever seen Will Smith act like that ever in life? And did you ever hear the speech when he's if you watch the movie King Richard, you'll understand what I'm saying. That
Okay.
was Richard.
I mean, Fabulous had a comment in regards to the fact that, listen, your woman or your wife is a reflection of you. If she is out in the world being disrespectful, then that opens the doors for people to be disrespectful to you. Marcus brings up something that I asked: where was her restraining him? I just thought to myself, if I was in that situation, and I understand that my man might be trying to defend my honor, but I know that that's not the way to go about it. It's not worth it right now. I didn't see any pulling, any even when Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry were talking to him, I would have been right there. You know what I mean? Where were you, Jada? I did have that question. I know that the cameras, we can't see all of the cameras and what's going on and things like that. But I was a little concerned. I'm not gonna lie. I was very much concerned with where that was, what was
I,
going on there.
I don't
Somebody
think she
said
thought
you
she.
making Will sound like he's schizophrenic. Um,
I'm not saying the man
just
schizophrenic.
saying. Sometimes,
I'm
okay, so look, so Dixon is saying sometimes a joke to you or to us or anybody or to someone is not a joke to everyone. How is a man to pick and choose, what he does with his family and things of that nature? I mean, yeah, that's true. Will's anger is due to Jada's emasculation of his manhood, making him a laughing joke.
Now, this is the funny thing, how all y'all got the answer to this question that nobody even know the answer to, and everybody got a solution to it. But at the end of the day, you feel me? Like I love how people always like, oh, this is out of line. If that was you in some way, if I came to the mall and you was with your girl and I walked to your girl and I was like, yo, this bald head bitch, I just want to see you
I
say
think, but
sorry,
that's
have
not
a
what
good.
he said. But that's not what
Listen,
he said.
listen.
But
I'm
that's not
saying
what he said. No, if
it's
somebody
about
walked up,
feeling.
if
It's
somebody
about
was
a
standing
feeling.
there, but no, keep it to what somebody.
It's
If you
about
was
a
in the
feeling.
mall and somebody said she could play in GI Jane too, and you
Okay,
thought
either
that it
way,
was a good
what
idea
I'm
for you to
saying.
walk up and put your hands on that person, I
So what I'm saying is everybody's like, oh, everybody like, when you emotional, you got a certain feeling. You react. Most time people react on emotions. You know what I'm saying? And
he said he
I see people get smacked for less.
right, but he said he was emotional. But like I guess a lot of people are chiming in on where they feel like that emotion came from. Where did
I'm
that
telling
hurt,
you.
that anger stem from? The world is super sensitive. Dark comedy hardly exists anymore. I mean, I can't even imagine if the Andrew Dice Clays of the world, if the Joan Rivers of the world,
Mm.
if some comics that I know can go hard, really, it might have been an ugly situation. Or would he have walked up on the stage? A lot of people are saying, had it been a white comedian, had it been Seth, had it been, you know what I mean, Bill Burr, had it been some that we know can go there, would you have done the same? I'm not sure. Seinfeld said it. Would you have done the same? I don't know. I'm gonna chime in. It's so many comments coming in right now. I cannot even keep up. Yeah, being a comic doesn't excuse you from crossing boundaries. We may feel it harmless when we are speaking, but Will's perspective may not feel like that. Pretty much, we don't even know if Will and Chris Rock's relationship. Well, we do know slightly a little bit about Chris Rock and Will and Jada's relationship. They're actually very close. They're very cool. They have eaten, I mean, dinners at each other's houses, things like that. So I still, Chris, yeah, there are boundaries.
I
There are
just
boundaries. And I'll talk about it as from a comedian's perspective in 1 second. I'm going to turn this over to Queen Ray. Queen Ray, talk to us about what you thought, how you felt, and what was going on in your head.
Um, I do understand from the. I try to look at things at all angles. Um,
Mhm.
First off the table, the smack shouldn't have happened. Like one way or another, that shouldn't have happened. You don't put your hands on nobody. But I do understand that what is funny to one is may not be funny to another. And you cannot tell someone, yes, okay, comedy is an open door. They're allowed to say whatever, but every action has a reaction. And everything, just because you deem it to be funny, does not mean that it's funny to everybody. Um, Will could have, as Marcus said, sat in his seat, kind of put his arm around his wife and said what he said, keep
Kiss her
your
on
my
the
wife's
head.
name
Kiss her on the head. I love that bitch. I love the bald head. Anything.
out. Yeah, but yeah, something that was more towards showing the protection of his wife and not the violence of, because that's another level in itself, is on a predominantly white based show.
Right.
We got the two black men getting
Walking the talk.
into a situation. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, Chris, handled himself, I feel, well, a professional, but it could have went so left. Like it
Mm-hmm.
could have went that we never letting these black folks back on this show ever again.
That's why
Like
we
this is
don't
what happens.
nominate.
This is
This
what
is
happens
why.
when we give them awards.
Right.
Lord.
They're animals. Like
So
yeah,
hold
you
up, hold up, hold up.
wait,
How
wait,
the
wait.
hell?
Now, Marshall, wait a minute. Let me get to some of these comments because some of the comments are
mm,
going right down where Queen Waver is going. And one thing was said was proof that Chris Rock, by him putting out an apology, things of that nature for the tasteless joke, whatever the case may be. And I just want to quickly address that. I have been on stage and said something. I will talk and say whatever I have to say because I say what I want to say. But I'm never up there trying to hurt anybody's feelings. There's been times that I've apologized to people because of how they took the joke that I said. That doesn't mean that I take back my joke because I meant to say what I said. But I don't want to make anybody feel bad. That's not ever the ideal goal of making another person feel bad. Like Queen Ray said, they may not find it funny. Doesn't mean it wasn't funny. It just wasn't funny to them. And you could apologize to somebody about how they feel about something that you said. It doesn't mean that you apologize for saying it. It just may mean that, hey, I really hope, I wish you hadn't have taken it that way because it wasn't that way, or whatever that looks like. But you can't control how people are going to react to any of your jokes. You can't even control whether they're going to laugh at the jokes, whether it's some about somebody or not. A lot of times people find jokes funny when they're told about somebody else, but when they're told about them, they don't find them as funny, things of that nature. But I think it takes a big person to apologize regardless, because Chris, like I said, they have a good rapport, and he didn't want to see that man do, act that way. Like that wasn't his goal in telling that joke. You know what I'm saying? He just was like, I'm doing my monologue. This is one of the jokes for the monologue. I was like, it's no different when they talked to Mel Gibson sitting right there and they talking about him and his drunk rant. And, they talked about Obama's wife. They talked about Trump's wife. As much as you might not like Trump, he had to sit there and take that at a presidential thing. You know what I mean? So it happens. But like Queen said, you can't listen. You can't dictate how somebody's going to take your joke. You got to stand on your shit. To be perfectly honest, stand on it. You said it. You meant it. Like I said, I say what I mean and I mean what I say. If you take it some kind of way and are upset, I apologize for the way that you feel. And especially if, like in his instance, he's like, that's not even where I was going with it. I wasn't even thinking about her, health condition or anything. I was just making a joke in regards to it. But in regards to what he was saying. But Queen,
That where the layers come from, because we don't know what's happened behind closed doors. We've seen them together, but do we know at that current moment were they cool? Do we know at that current moment did he or did he not know anything about Jada's situation?
but can we talk about Jada's situation?
Did,
Can we talk about the fact a lot of people don't know what this condition is, this hair loss condition. Men that have male pattern baldness at an early age also have this condition. It is three parts, there's three different I think parts of it or whatever that you can have, or three different types or whatever the case may be. A lot of people are acting as if, and excuse me if you don't like what I'm getting ready to say, as if she has cancer and she's dying, and somebody made this joke. Okay, she has come out 4 days prior to the Oscars talking about how proud she is about her bald head and she don't care what nobody thinks about it and things of that nature. And again, just because you don't care what nobody thinks about it doesn't mean that you're okay with people talking about it either. So I understand that. There's so many different options. She chose to put it out there. This is what she wanted to do, things of that nature. But a lot of people are acting as if she had some type of death sentence placed upon her. What do you guys feel about that?
I don't think everybody think it was a death. Well, I don't know. To me, I know that what alopecia is. I don't necessarily think it was. I think some people's reaction seems like they meant it as stronger than what it was, but it's a mental thing. Mental can be an issue. And just
Mm,
because she said on a video, I
mhm,
love my bald head, that could be her trying to convince herself. We don't
mhm,
know what is actually going on in her head. Like they show that part of the video, but they don't show the part of the video where they're saying she was like, I have to, like the other video where she's like, I have this like line in my head and I like have to do all these different things to try to like
mhm,
cover that. And I'm trying to get myself in a headspace to be okay with that. They're not
uh-huh.
showing that video.
No, they
They're
showing
showing
that.
they're
They just showing the most
they're not
recent one.
showing it as much because people
They
are
were showing
definitely not.
the most recent 4 days prior to the Oscars. So I think they, when she first came out with it, was I believe what, almost a year ago, and she was talking about how scared she was, and it was like, the worst time of my life. Like, I'm a woman, I understand. You know what I mean? You losing your hair, like it's different. So a lot of people are comparing it to men, and I'm like, unfortunately, I hate to break the news to you guys. Just like life isn't fair. It's not the same when a woman loses her hair and when a man loses their hair. It's a different feeling. So I have empathy for it, but at the same time, I realize, like, oh my God, her condition. When you say condition in that way, you're making it sound as though it is way more. Of course, when you say it like that, it is a condition, but it's like, okay, you still should be like. I mean, listen, I get it.
I don't know. Mental health is just a
It's
crazy thing.
serious.
You can't, say one how one takes one and how it takes another. The whole situation is crazy. At the end of the day, everybody could have did what they did, said what they said. He shouldn't have put his hands on them. That's it.
Okay, and what's the name is saying, listen, she has a medical condition. All jokes about Whitney Houston struggle with addiction, Britney Spears shaving her head, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had a health condition. Nobody has no problems with talking about Michael and his skin and telling jokes about Michael and his skin. And that's something that we all know that he can't control. But guess what? People have told jokes about people that have had conditions before. This is an extreme situation, or
And
it's
all
been
these
taken
people
to
have had mental issues or mental breakdowns, or if there was a point where they had spoke on it and said, "Yeah, I don't appreciate people talking about that," there probably would have been people who did less jokes on it. So it's also about what you speak, what you say, or what you just allow.
well, Michael
So
Jackson did come out very hurt and said that he didn't appreciate people talking about him molesting boys and things of that and how it hurt his feelings. And people made more jokes about it. They did. I mean, I think that it has a lot to do with, in my personal opinion, this situation, regardless of where we want to say, it has a lot to do with the people that are involved. When it comes to Jada, Jada has not been, the prom, she hasn't been, the upstanding woman that if this had been, I'll just ask you guys, if this had been a Michelle Obama, if this had been, you know what I mean, a Cheryl Underwood or a Whoopi Goldberg or whoever, someone that has not come out and said, yeah, it's an entanglement and this is what I do and put all her family's business on Front Street, would we even be questioning the fact that she feels some kind of way about the condition that she has or not? Montrell, what do you have to say?
I mean, I don't have answers for what these people thinking. You know what I mean? When Jada wake up and how she feel with herself, I don't know. You know what I mean? When you take a job to be in the public eye, you got to take what comes with it. You know what I mean? That's part of that's on the application. You know what I mean? I don't know not one famous person who haven't been talked about in a good way, a bad way, a negative way, positive way. You're in the spotlight again. You feel me? I just looked at this whole situation and everybody's looking past it for what it is. And again, I really feel like nobody reacted to Will getting up because everybody know him as the man he is. Nobody reacted to it because nobody expected him to go up there and put his hands on that man. And a lot of people were saying the smack is wrong. The smack was told. The smack, like, don't put your hands on nobody. You shouldn't hit him. Like, don't miss me with the bullshit. You feel me? The first reaction of anybody is like, first time somebody say something, somebody always like, yo, I smack the shit out of him. If that was me, I just think sometimes people forget that these people hear me. I
Mm-hmm.
really do. I think people forget that shit. I think people put these people so far in like this world, like they're not human. So
Mm-hmm.
when we were like, he shouldn't have did this, we can't say what his emotion is, why he shouldn't have did this. We can't say these. We can't answer those things. You feel me? Because we look at them like they on the spot, like they should act like this. No, they shouldn't. They
Mm-hmm.
should be who they should be. They should be who they are, human. You feel me? And again,
Well, if you say
I,
that though, Mantra, if you say that, then people that are in other positions that we feel as though they should respond and act a certain way, police officers or teachers and things of that nature, we expect you to conduct yourself in a certain way.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's not realistic. Everybody's gonna fuck up. Everybody's gonna fuck up. That's why there's no perfect profession. I tell people all the time, you show me a perfect person, I show you God. There's no perfect answer to none of that stuff. You feel me? A lot of people got views on a lot of things, not listening to everything. You feel me? Everybody always got the answer, but nobody can answer their own shit. You feel me? Like everybody act like they can't see their stuff in them shoes. I would never get the fuck out of here. I didn't see some people
well,
act out for less. I didn't see people threaten people over a dollar bill. You know what I mean?
right.
So many people who commenting. So I don't know your emotions, how your emotions run, but I just know that that man had emotion. Whatever roller coaster
Mm-hmm.
he was on it.
Well, with
I don't know.
Robin is saying he didn't have a mental break. Jada was going to tear into his ass when he got home for not
See,
defending her. He was
see,
laughing at first, knowing what the comics do. And
eh,
now I just want to based on what we saw, and of course we're only talking on what we saw at this point. It seemed as though Will was laughing, then he looked over at Jada and saw that she was upset about it, stopped laughing, and then the reaction, of course, they cut away from him, the reaction happened. So it wasn't like he was immediately offended by the joke that was told. I mean, and that's just off of the footage of what we saw.
Yeah.
Um, and I
I
mean,
mean,
I know that there's sometimes I've been, I mean, think about it. You've been with women. Sometimes we can tend to be a bit sensitive about different things. And I've had a guy laughing about some shit, and I look at him like that shit ain't funny. You know what I'm saying? That's just not funny to me, which then changes his whole demeanor, or vice versa. You laughing and you look over at your dude and he's not laughing. Now you're like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? You might have initially not took no offense, but the person that you love or care about feels some kind of way, and then that may have triggered whatever. We don't know Will's mental state. Like he said, he reacted emotionally and things like that. But I think that it definitely has a lot to do with the way that she reacted to it, which then in turn had him react a certain way. And people are saying, well, she's a puppeteer, she's pulling the strings. And I'm like, I don't know too many men that would be just like, he could have handled it in a different way, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Who am I? But she should
no,
have.
he held the way he thought fit. And I don't think it's. I mean, however he thought fit, that's the way he handled it. And I don't think he's wrong. I don't think he's wrong for walking up to him, smacking him. And you want to know who was wrong? Absolutely wrong in this whole thing? Chris Rock. I think Chris Rock was absolutely wrong in this whole thing. Chris Rock should have smacked the shit out of him back. Chris Rock should have put his hands totally on him. And everybody like, no, why would he do that?
I think Chris, because even though like the people that you're talking about that have done certain things in their life, smack somebody over a dollar, things like that, they may not have as much to lose in life. So when you I mean, even as you get older and you have children, or you have a certain job, you get a certain status, whatever that looks like, you think about those things when you're going to react to something. Back in the day, I would smack somebody, I'd fight quick. Now I got kids to think about and responsibilities that go, you know what, that shit ain't even worth it.
All right, but at the
same, that always works. Not saying that always works, but what?
At the same time, he's not thinking about that when he's presenting a joke. He's not thinking about none of them things then. He's not worrying about none of them things
like
then.
Said,
So
Montrell, you tell jokes. Montrell, you tell jokes. You tell jokes. Okay? I tell jokes. Queen has been to lots and lots of comedy shows and has told her own jokes. Right. Again, you never know who you're going to offend with your joke.
Absolutely, you're right.
It's a joke directed to somebody. I've seen people's friends get more offended than the actual person, which then has the person react in a certain way, and you wasn't even that fucking offended in the first place. So I understand that throw of emotions to another person. Like you wasn't even that offended, but now that you see that your friends is offended, now you feel like you got to say something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying, I don't think Chris Rock was wrong. And I'll publicly say that I don't think he was wrong for telling his joke. I don't think Will Smith was wrong for saying whatever he had to say in regards to him keeping his wife. You could do that. I think that the whole situation with the physical altercation was not. It just wasn't. It was very uncool and very uncharacteristic.
That's the part that's blowing me. Everybody like that's the part like I don't think that was necessary. Hey man, listen. What comes with reality is. You feel me? You push a bull, you're gonna get pushed back. You know what I mean?
Chris Rock the one pushing the bull that whole time, or are multiple people responsible for Will Smith's emotions in regards to people talking about his wife? There's a lot of people that you could have smacked the shit out of for talking about your peoples. Sometimes you're that motherfucker that gets it. Sometimes you don't want to get it.
Think about this. Before he did, and I really believe this, and I know people probably like I'm making excuses. Before he did this role, Will Smith couldn't wake up without hearing his name being tarnished in this shit. You feel me? I'm quite sure he had to walk down the street and people going out I stain that whatever the boy name is that is every time he got a change.
Some people say he should have hit Will. He should have hit Jada.
No, he shouldn't have. Now he should have hit a woman. Oh, he should have hit a woman. That's cool. But
I think Jada said something to him. It wasn't just a look.
Yeah,
they didn't show that camera, but I think he said that.
Montrell, did you see his facial expression when the joke was being told? Did you see the facial expression when the joke was told?
Two things that I paid attention to. The small, and then this is why I say what I'm saying. I really believe it. The smack, what he did, his reaction, and his speech. That wasn't that man. I'm telling y'all, that man was really stuck in that fucking car. I watched that movie. I'm like, yo, this dude really fucked up. That dude, Richard, was the same way. And I'm like, Will been through worse than this. Will been through worse than this shit, man. Then worse than that shit Chris Rock did. He been through worse. And it's like, damn.
I'm not under,
and then you start crying.
Well, Chris Rock also is, I'm not gonna call him the token, but he's like the black guy that white people go to. So Chris, in his mind, I'm sure somewhere in there was like, oh, I'm not going to be the nigga that fucks this up.
But hold up.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you that's part of the reason why he was able, because I will tell you, this dude is not Chris. He might be far removed. If you 2 seconds, the whole time, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Hello. Let me finish what I was saying.
You chime in.
Let me finish what I was saying. He is not someone so far removed from his New York roots that his mind didn't think about smacking that dude back. But also the stuff that he has done, accomplished, stuff like that can be diminished so quick by the quote unquote other people, and so quick that like it could take away some stuff from him, and he ain't even do the one that even smacked. He could have, his reaction could have gotten more, depending on whatever his reaction would have been. If it had been go ahead, because you clearly just don't let nobody talk.
No, I'm listening to you. All I'm saying is, if you smack, I hear what you're saying. He got this to lose. He got that to lose. You put your fucking hands on me. It's not like, first of all, he approached him. Not that he put his hands on him. He walked to him and approached him. If I reacted and defended myself, I'm not losing anything. I could have lost. That man could have broke his motherfucking jaw.
You are still losing things. You
are
still losing things. You are.
That's why I hope nobody ever smack me, because I'm losing it all. I'm losing it all.
Well,
I feel like somewhere in there it was more deep rooted. Well, thank God you don't have it to lose. How about that?
You're no Chris
because I'm losing it all.
I feel like there's somewhere in there there's deeper roots to this, like, because like you said, that just wasn't, or well, what we know to be Will's character. I won't say that isn't his character, but that's not what we know to be his character.
I'm telling you, man. Watch the movie. You'll see what I'm talking about. Watch that shit.
Even in his apology, even in Will's apology, Will is like, I was emotional. So it wasn't, he apologized to Chris. Like, I don't think, me personally, just my personal opinion, I don't think it was anything personal to Chris. It's just sometimes you're the straw that breaks the camel's back. And I think that was the instance in the situation. It's just like, you know what? I'm tired. And I love the fact that he was talking about, hey, listen, he knows that this comes with being talked about, but people get tired. Some people get tired. You never know when your breaking point is going to be in regards to anything. You know what I mean? And you don't know what else somebody got going on in their life and things like that. Jim Carrey said, if Will did that to him, he would sue him. That's true. Like, Tiffany Haddish, I was not happy with what she said. And I just think that is just reminds me of where we are as a state of comedy and the state of entertainment, that you thought it was appropriate to tell Jada that she need to suck his dick from the back for doing that for you. Like, so tacky, so uncool.
Yo, like, how can you say her shit was tacky?
It was so uncool.
How can you say her shit was tacky?
That's what everybody was talking about, though. Oh, you gonna get
it's so tacky, so uncool.
I just think that that's just a lot. It's crazy. Mental is no joke.
I listen to this. I'm just stuck on the speech, yo. Like, everything he said, I don't know. I just listen to that shit. I'm like, yo, this dude talking about how he looking at life different now. How now he focusing on this. I'm like, yo, this man just changed within this whole matter. This is not the guy.
I also think
like, everything about him changed in that one moment. I'm like, then he goes straight to a party and go back to Philly Willy. Like, yo, what the
but
fuck?
Now he has, just like somebody has mentioned in regards
what he said. Denzel said the new levels is going to bring devils.
They're
I
gonna bring
really
that
think
your way.
she's like,
Yeah.
I
Because the
think
thing about it is
that devil was Jada, and she did not protect her husband all the way
and a
100.
lot of people,
At
thank you,
the end of
Queen.
the day,
A lot of
Hold on.
people
How
felt
you,
that
that
how
I
you
really
take
feel
to
like
jail?
their woman.
she did not protect her husband. He protected her, and what he felt, she did not protect her husband.
How
That
she
was
gonna what you
his night.
mean?
That was
She
his
should
night. First of all, we're human. So her eye rolling or whatever. But when I tell you, like Stiletto said, this is my husband's night. So I'm either one, I would have been the one getting up on the stage and been like, maybe not get on the stage, but I would have stood up. This is my husband's night. Don't do that, or something. Or when he got up, babe, he ain't worth it. Let's go, or we'll handle this later. Talk about it later. Like you just like they want us. We need our men to protect black women. We gotta protect our men too. That was his night, just like it was Samuel Jackson's night. His stuff is all covered up because of
right.
this whole hit situation too.
But
These
there's
are
a and
two
I
black
I'm
men that are predominantly strong in our history as far as movies and giving out a hell of entertainment, and
right.
they needed to be protected too. You think shit,
Sometimes
Samuel's
you have
wife?
to
You think this?
as
Come on
as a
now.
right, as a woman, as somebody's wife, things of that nature, that's your man.
Yeah,
Sometimes
come on.
even in the roles reversed, sometimes you might want to pop off or come off a certain way. If somebody, anybody, it could be a friend, it could be your husband, whatever, they're gonna be like, yo, it's not worth it. That's gonna mess you up. Let's focus. Like, I know you want to put your hands on this person. I know you want to say something back. It's not beneficial for you. Like there's a conversation that happens, my child. I'm not sure if no woman has ever stopped you from doing something because she's like, it's not worth it. Like, babe, come back, or dad, come over here. Your daughters, anybody that's known your mother, no woman has ever stopped, tried to at least tried. And I'm not saying she could have stopped him. I'm saying an
Right,
attempt.
right.
There's no woman that has ever attempted to stop you from doing something that they felt as though could be possibly detrimental to you.
Let's be fair here.
Is that a
We
yes or
no,
a no?
no, yes. But
You've
let's
had a
be
woman
fair.
do
Right,
this?
listen, let's be fair here. This whole
And we
scenario
live in
you talking about.
cancel culture too.
Listen, huh?
Right.
Say what?
And we live in a cancel culture, is what she said. But you're
Oh,
saying you have had a woman do that for you,
now
correct?
listen. You could be the individual. You could be the individual that we again. I don't know this man. I don't know her.
I was
She
asking
probably
about
know.
you.
Listen, she
I was
probably
asking
know
about
it was no
you.
stop. You know so much. Some people got their mind made up. There's no stopping.
No.
There's no stopping them.
I've dealt with people that I feel like they're
Man,
those
it's no. But
bold
somebody,
at
if
that
certain
moment.
people got their
There is
mind,
an
it's
attempt.
no
There
stopping
is
them.
an attempt when you feel as though it could be
Man,
detrimental
I don't see how
to
y'all put that
the
on her.
situation. I have seen people where the police are right there. Yo, babe, it's not worth it. Just go ahead.
Man,
Just let's not do this right now.
everybody
I'm
not
not
that easy to
saying
talk down.
I'm not talking about the fact. I said again, Montrell, please listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. I said an attempt. I didn't say that she could stop him. I said an attempt. The natural
Right.
reaction of somebody that you give a
Yeah.
fuck about is an attempt. And I just
Man,
did not see an
I don't
attempt,
see how
nor
y'all
did I
put that
see
on
the
her.
nurturing after the incident. But again, camera shots, camera views, all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm not real big Academy Award Tiffany shade anyway. Yeah, I'm just not really big on like I said, Tiffany as a comedian, things like that. It's like, we're divided in the community both ways, in the black community and the comedy community right now. A lot of people are saying, look, you better not run up on stage on me. You slap me, I'm gonna slap your ass back. This opens the floodgates to a lot of different things, and again, trying to shush the freedom of speech that the country is built on. So
Yeah.
you should be able to say what you want to say, but there are consequences to the things that you do say. So you have to understand that too. And I'll speak as a comic. Like I said, I'm going to say what I want to say on stage. It's never a malicious intent behind my jokes or anything that I have to say when I'm up there. But if you take it that way, I apologize. But yeah, I meant it because I said it and I stand on what I said. And I also know, unfortunately, people don't always know what your intent is. Your intent can be this, but people can't read your intent sometimes and they just go with what they go with. And like I said, there's consequences to it. You got to be okay with the consequences. I tell people all the time, there's not a joke that I've ever told that I can't sleep with at night. That I don't go to bed and I'm okay with the fact that I told it. If I get to that point, then I'll reevaluate. But anything I've ever said, I meant the shit out of it. I meant it wholeheartedly.
Hmm.
But at the same time, you got to understand everybody not going to find it funny. Everybody not going to find what you have to say to be whatever. Um, there's been instances outside of this situation where comics have been on stage telling their jokes, and people have, got up, fought, wanted to fight, got knocked out, all types of different things. And it's like, don't. I will say this. I don't think if you're sensitive about things, certain topics, things like that, comedy shows might not be a thing for you because you can't control what that comic is going to say on the stage no more than they can control how you're going to react to what they have to say. So it at some point has to be a give and take type situation. Don't ever go see the person again. Don't work with the person again, whatever that looks like. But when you resort to violence over words, that can sometimes be questionable, especially for grown-ups. Because that's something that you try to teach your kids. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. All those little great sayings that people say. He never answered the question. I know, sweetie. I realized that Montreal never answered the question. Um,
Oh, yeah, funny.
you didn't, because I said, "Have you ever had an instance?" And a
I
woman,
said yeah.
right?
I
But
said
you
yes.
didn't talk about them, and we was talking about you.
I said no. I said yes. I mean, me see,
Why
I'm
did
not a
that woman
person.
try to stop you? Because she felt like she could physically stop you, or she was
No, no,
trying because she cared?
no. It's to a point where people care. I had people that I don't even know, but like, honey, that ain't worth it. Like, I mean, people I don't know, like, honey, that ain't worth it. Women are more nurturing than men. You feel me? So I look at it as a man's perspective. You dig? Y'all look at it as a woman perspective. Women are more nurturing than men. Any man in his right mind gonna look at it like, bro, that shit ain't happening. Most of the men are saying that. Most women like, nah, you should have, and it could have been this way. You didn't have to. And I get it. You feel me? Everybody feels things different. Everybody do things different. Everybody react to things different. That's why we call individuals. But
Mm-hmm.
I tell you this much. I'm not an easy person to talk down. You feel me? If I'm
But
up
that's
there, I'm
what I'm
up there.
saying. But there's an attempt. This is what I'm saying to you.
Man,
I'm not
I
saying,
don't see
like I
shit
said,
wrong.
I've had a dude knock me all the way down, ran over top of me, getting to another guy because that's what he wanted to do. But an attempt is made when you give a fuck about that person. An
I
attempt
mean,
is
I
made.
don't know.
An attempt is made, Montreal. You cannot, just like you
I
said,
don't
somebody might say it ain't worth it, and you still go do it. Cool. But an attempt, an arm grab, a reach, right behind you as you're walking up to the stage, standing there like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just smacked
know.
shit. Like something is done versus you just
You,
sitting.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Even afterwards.
I don't
Afterwards,
know. I
where
don't
was
know.
afterwards the footage of the afterwards after the situation happened? There was no run to your man's side, like baby.
I
Oh
mean,
my
you don't know what happened in the
god.
limo on the way
I
home. We
I
don't
no,
know.
Yeah,
we're not talking about the
white
limo
post
on the way
and
home.
people acting like it was the streets. It was the Oscars.
Oh damn, he clicked off. Montreal, you didn't make Montreal leave. He might
I did.
like somebody is saying, I'm scared to sit in Stiletto's VIP section. You shouldn't be scared because if I'm gonna talk about you, you could be in the back, the front, the side, anything. And if you don't take it as a joke, I'm sorry. Again, I mean, it is what it is. But I believe in freedom of speech, and I'm gonna say what I want to say. And like I said, understand that there can be consequences behind it, and I'm okay with that too. So, don't be scared to sit anywhere at any of my shows because they're going to be fucking funny as hell. So, that's great. But Chris Rock stand-up tickets now are selling for $200. That's true. His tickets are selling off the hook right now because people definitely want to see. Because if you know about comedy, we'll turn something that is tragic, something that is devastating, something that is sad into something that could be absolutely hilarious. So yeah. Right. You just gonna laugh. Like I said, sometimes you can, there's times where, and this is where I thought about it for me personally, just because of the history of them. that I've known of. And of course, I'm nobody and I don't know them personally, but the history of their relationship and rapport that they have. Like there are certain people in my audiences that I can say something about and feel confident in the fact that they know it's not coming from me taking a shot type of place, but just simply a joke. So I don't know. And I mean, I knew he was going to say something a little edgy due to the fact that he opened it with, Will, Jada, you know I love you. I was like, oh, this is getting ready to sting. Whatever he's gonna say is gonna sting because he tried to set the point. Like it's not nothing malicious about what I love you, but I'm gonna tell this joke. I can't help that you were in the entanglement. I can't help this situation. And again, like I said, depending on how you dissect the joke, what it meant, depending on where you wanted to take it.
So the
But
crazy thing is people keep talking about this entanglement and why August Alstina or whatever, but they knew about that. This dude was around the family. Will was sleeping with the what's the white girl name at the same time that she was sleeping with August. Like people forget all that stuff. Everybody's known for years that they've had an open marriage, open relationship. So that mentally does not affect him the same way as this woman is in your ear, baby. What he just said hurt me. And when you love her, I'm telling you, it's a mental thing. Maybe you haven't had somebody that you love that much or that they loved you that much. I can tell you, I've loved somebody that much. It's a mental, it will fuck you up.
So you said
everybody knows about their running. That's why when Will says that statement, there has been no infidelities in my relationship because they've been like that almost day one with each other.
mm-hmm. They say they're gonna be in this.
They've been talking about that since the 90s when they were together.
Well, how can you place pride? How can you place a price on pride? My pride is worth more than my social opinion, the social society's opinion of me. I mean, like I said,
everybody's different. The levels are different.
Like I said, and again, I don't say that he would stop. I'm not saying that he would have stopped dead in his tracks because you tried. I'm just saying the attempt should have been made. An arm grab, something, anything. I don't know. And Tony, look, Spoon is saying, look, that would only make it worse.
See,
okay.
Because whatever she said to him triggered it.
And that's speaking from a man perspective. What I'm saying, most men are looking at this in a different, totally view. Like, man, fuck what y'all talking about. That shit would have happened. So I hear what y'all saying, but at the same time, if I'm sitting there, you ain't nothing you got to say. You ain't even got to say nothing. He said enough. You ain't even got to say nothing. That's gonna get handled. That's gonna get handled.
Will's initial reaction was not to do that.
How you know?
You see it.
Oh, come on. He did it. He did it. Ain't no he didn't want to do it. He did it.
No, his initial reaction is, even if he didn't necessarily think it was that funny, he did the thing that a lot of actors do. They like shit. They even said, they showed even Beyonce. There's a slight smile, and it's like, okay, move on. He did that and laughed at everything before they panned to Jada and showed her rolling her eyes about the joke. There was too much time in between that minute. It wasn't a millisecond where he got up. There was time in between that. There was time in between that. It wasn't like the minute that joke was told, he got up and said, "Keep my wife's name at your mouth. Come up there and smack." No.
I'm just saying.
G.I. Jane. There was a laugh. There was an eye roll. There was a crowd roll. There was a 20-second walk up to you. Like, it was that time frame. There was so much time in there in order for someone to either rethink, to attempt to stop their man. There was just so much to do something.
You keep saying attempt to stop her man. Again, I honestly don't think Jada thought he was gonna react like that.
Well, she wasn't gonna do it because she was the reason he got up.
Listen, I don't think Jada really thought that man was gonna go up there and hit him. I don't think Jada thought it was gonna be a violent situation. I really don't believe that, and I can't. Y'all putting this on Jada like Jada should have did this, Jada should have did that. No, Jada shouldn't. Jada did exactly what the fuck she supposed to do. She sat there. If my wife, my better half feel offended by somebody assaulting her, I'm going to address that shit. Now, how about I address it?
Assaulting her. So you feel as though a joke is assaulting.
I mean, and how she take it is what's going to reaction going to be.
So that's
If she
assaulting.
take it like that, it's disrespectful. It's a disrespectful thing. I'm addressing it. I'm addressing
it. But I said assault, so I just wanted to make sure.
Assault. You mean second degree, third degree is all different levels of assault. You feel me? I'm addressing it.
Okay.
I'm addressing it. You dig? So if you like, you disrespect, I feel disrespected because if she address it, I'm still gotta address it. I still have to address it one way or another. If she get up and say something, I still have to say something. I still have to be a part of it.
He laughed, she didn't.
I mean, it could have been a fake laugh. It could have been like, "Hey, when I catch you."
No, but that's what I'm saying. Even if it was, even if it was the cover up laugh that we know people have to do when they're in a professional setting. Even if it was that, there was a time for the laugh, for the eye roll, for the whatever was said, the walk up. Like it was just too much.
Man, he did exactly what he's supposed to do. He did exactly what he's supposed to do.
No, he didn't.
Do it again. Rewind that shit. Do it again.
And the crazy thing is that luckily there's enough people that are probably behind him that they didn't. That this could have taken his Oscar away.
Who gives a fuck?
I mean, it's still
no, but we cared about the award.
That he
gives a fuck? You think he cared?
If he gave a fuck, they have been boycotting the Oscars for the longest time, and he showed up for this. He showed up for it. He wouldn't have did it. He wouldn't have did it. He cared.
He didn't. He didn't. You feel like that. You feel like he did.
Montrell. There are certain times, like he said, like you said yourself, somebody gets emotions take over. You're not even thinking about the consequences of your actions at that moment in time. You're just thinking, I'm upset, I'm mad, whatever that emotion is, and I'm gonna go do this. At the end of things, that's why he apologized to the Academy. Like he's like really trying to figure it out. Like he doesn't. I know you don't think it means anything to people, but people work very hard for the things that they want to achieve.
If he felt like that, he wouldn't have did it. He didn't fucking give a fuck about that.
No, you can't say that somebody. So you contradicted what you said, right?
I'm saying, if I gave a fuck about something, I wouldn't have reacted like that to lose it. If you react like that to lose it,
you just said, "Oh, well, he reacted because." Okay, never mind.
Okay,
sometimes just talking to you.
Right, T is asking you a question.
This is what T said.
Montrell, I'm offended by what you are saying. Can I come smack you asking for a friend?
If you listen to me, T, if you smack this shit out me, it's gonna be a different reaction. It's not gonna be the Chris Rock. Oh, T just smacked the shit out me. So listen. I condone what he did. Y'all mad or y'all want. If you disrespect mine, I'm disrespecting you. Fuck flat the fuck out. However you want to be disrespected, it's gonna happen. Now you may not feel like a smack. He disrespected him on a national setting as he disrespected his wife on a national setting. But everybody got disrespected. Same shit. Same shit. Fuck it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Fuck. That's how he felt about it.
Like he said, there's a difference between the professional and the street mentality. It is what it is.
Man, ain't no such thing of a difference when it comes to your family. It's no difference. When it comes to family, it's no difference. When it comes to your emotion and love, who you care for, it's no difference. You're going to protect yours. If you think a motherfucker's going to say,
protecting,
it's no different.
Okay, so if you're telling me that the only
from words you can't use your words to protect
family, if you're saying that the only way that you can protect your family is by becoming physical with someone,
right?
Hey, he felt like that. He felt like that.
I'm not saying I am asking you, Montrell. I am not asking you.
He didn't say he. She said you.
Right.
You don't know what he felt. He just said that. I don't know what he felt.
Okay.
Man, listen. How he felt like that man should feel.
She said you. She asked you a question.
Montrell. Yes, Montrell. I know you're in character right now. Maybe you're Richard.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I am a violent person. Yes, I am a violent person. I'm going to react with violence. Yes. I don't give a fuck about the blackness and all that other shit. I'm going to react with violence. I don't give a fuck what platform is on. If you disrespect me in a manner where I feel like you disrespect me, I'm disrespecting you back. You may not like the way I disrespect you back. I ain't like the way you disrespected me. So you just gotta deal with the consequences that come with it.
Tony Spoon agrees with you. He don't care whether he in church, the White House, he gonna do what
I
he
don't give
do.
a fuck where
We're
you at.
protecting. He said so.
Well,
We're
they're not
protecting her
there.
from bald head jokes, not of being called a bitch, not having cancer, but that's what we're protecting. Our okay.
No, man, it's not.
I mean that's.
Nothing about the
I
joke.
mean,
It's the
tell
fact that
me
his
else.
wife felt embarrassed on national TV. You're gonna
She's
feel the
wait,
same
wait, wait,
feelings
wait,
she
wait, wait, wait,
feels.
wait, wait, wait,
You're
wait,
gonna feel the
wait,
same
wait, wait.
feelings she feels.
I'm just trying to understand this
Both
level
y'all
of
gonna be
embarrassment.
embarrassed.
Now, I
Everybody gonna be
don't know if
embarrassed.
embarrassment is me telling you on national TV that you don't pleasure me in the bed as my husband. I'm not sure
I'm,
if that's not embarrassment. I'm
it's
not sure if
evidently,
embarrassment of telling everybody and their mama about any and everything that goes on behind the scenes in our personal situation is not
you know the
embarrassment.
difference. You know
I
the
just
difference in
think that
that.
there's a lot of embarrassment going on. And I just think, me personally, I think that I don't believe that the situation warranted what happened. I think that it was definitely a position that he's like, yo, I'm tired. There does come a point where people get tired. And I feel as though, yes, I'm tired. This is the last straw. And unfortunately, Chris, you was the one. You know what I mean? It is
Fuck
what
'em.
it is. I just
Fuck
don't
'em.
think that violence is not the only way that you can protect somebody.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
Do you only use violence to protect your children?
Yeah. I mean, protect. What's your definition of protection? We got two different definitions.
Well, I mean, usually there's only one definition of things, but you're
It
saying
can't be. 'Cause
other
we can in two different ways. It can't be.
You just
I
said if
can
someone, so if somebody talks about your child, you can go and
if
smack them.
a
So
female,
Let me
a
tell you
female,
14-year-old talks to your
something.
14-year-old child, and you gonna go, but
Listen,
that's
listen,
you
I'm gonna tell you.
protecting them. Okay.
Listen, you ask me a question. Listen, I'm gonna tell you. A 14-year-old child harm my child any kind of way, make my child emotionally unstable. That child gonna be emotionally unstable too.
I, I can't like. Let me know when we go to the next subject because he
I'm
hurt
just
my
saying,
brain.
leave mine
I
alone.
can't
Leave
with
mine
it.
alone.
This whole thugs be with this shit, yo. That shit's crazy. That shit's crazy.
I'm
So
gonna
you
say
really
this.
telling me, Lord?
Like you can have I think that there, like I said, there's levels to protection. Just like the condom, there's protection that way. There's seatbelts.
I can't.
Those are two non-violent items that can be used to protect
All
you.
them leads of
Um,
violence.
sometimes
Lord.
you can protect your loved one by protecting their mental sanity. Like, yo, explaining to
Oh
them,
my, oh, you
going to
right. You
explain
right.
different things about. I mean, I don't know. I've always said this to my child. Like, listen, people are going to forever say shit about you. I don't care who you are, where you're at, what's going on. People are forever going to say something about you. So to me, that's a level of protection. I'm preparing you mentally for the fact that this is what life has to offer you.
Mhm.
And so it, like I said, it doesn't always have to be violent. I believe in stand up for your family. I believe a man stand up for. I don't think. I never thought Will Smith was a soft guy. I know a lot of people was like he's so soft. I never thought he was a soft guy. I thought he was knowing what he had going on, knowing what he had to lose, knowing what his reputation was, and acting accordingly. Just like some people would say that Obama was a weak president because he didn't do this, that, and the third, not understanding the dynamics of his role
Being
and
the
what he
first
should
black man.
do and how you want to do, how you want to conduct yourself. Us as adults, I mean, like I said, hey, it's your life, love, Will, whatever it is that you felt as though was necessary that you're now apologizing for and feeling bad because you're thinking back on it like, damn, I could have handled that a different way. I mean, I've been in that situation like shit, I could have did something different, but
You read
you know,
read the read the
what is
message from Pope.
you can take the man out the bathroom, but you can't take the bathroom out of you.
I
I
love
mean,
I'm
I
just telling y'all what it is.
I think that people have to also understand that a man's pride and ego and things like that are very fragile, and you cannot break keep breaking and hitting and think that sometimes things won't break regardless of what level you're on. You're still a human, and he did speak on that in his speech. You're still a human being, and sometimes when you get to a certain level, people expect you not to be human, and that can be a big struggle, You know what I mean? I know I struggle with it. There's certain times I want to pop off. Y'all don't even understand. And y'all see a little bit of pop off, but I mean, I want to go hard and I got to go, what is that going to do for my brand? How can that be taken and twisted? I mean, it's to be in that limelight of any sort and have people sometimes twist your words and make them what they want and sometimes say things that you cannot retaliate the way that 19-year-old stiletto you would. You know what I mean? I got a grandbaby. I have things to think about, things I could lose, things that could happen. People could sue you, all types of things. So you really have to, sometimes you got to think about it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? But
Right.
like
People have lost their jobs.
People have lost a lot. Their
over
homes.
words, not even just the physical part yet.
Like Montrell said, people are smacking people for dollars out here, okay?
Defamation of character is a real thing.
Right. I mean,
Shit.
oh, thank you. I should
Shit real. Shit. All I'm gonna tell y'all is shit real out here, man. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Shit real.
I mean, I just, like I said, I do think that now that what you said, Montrell, and I usually don't listen to much that you say, but I did listen when you said the Richard situation, because at his speech and just the way maybe he did, get some,
get our character. Right.
You know what I mean? Like, look at how they protected his family. I'm gonna do the same. So I don't know. I really never thought of it that way, and I'm like, you know what? You might have a little validity with that. You know what I'm saying?
Listen to the speech. He said in the speech, he was like, he's like, I'm. So he think about this in the speech. He named their whole family, and was like, yeah, this is how you put protection. Like, now I'm this guy. Now I'm this guy. Now I feel like, I'm like, damn. All of a sudden, you this guy.
Marcus, you stupid.
Right, there was Sex in the Champagne Room Part 2 featuring August Alsina. If I was Chris, okay, but I definitely think that you have, like I said, people have been blackballed, people have been, in Hollywood, have been put to the side. A lot of different things have happened, and like I said, depending on what your values are or what you're working towards, or what your goals are, sometimes it's not worth it. Yeah. But
I think Will Smith passed the blackball stage. Like I don't think he. I think he passed that stage.
I disagree with you.
Ain't nobody.
I think at any point in time, I don't think there's anybody that's exempt from the blackball stage.
Shit.
Like,
levels, but there's no exemption.
People want you out, and the money talks and the bullshit walks.
Y'all keep talking about that white shit, man. It's about that green. Fuck that white shit.
Money. I just said money. I just said
she said money. She didn't say white.
She did say
the
white.
right
no, I did not. I said the right people. There you go with that motherfucking
Open
black
your ears. Don't run do this. Open this.
Money. I didn't say about the white people.
I apologize.
Right.
I apologize.
But at the end of the day, listen, black men continue to be the strong things that you
excellent.
Are. Continue to do what you do. And I guess I am talking to the black men. Sorry, Montrell. I am speaking directly to my black men. I'm sorry.
No, don't be with y'all.
I will say this, queens of all colors creation, protect your men as well. Because sometimes you are we may be the more rational thought process person. You're emotional. I'm rational. I think you should always try to balance your partner out. So if you see your partner making a decision or attempting to make a decision, attempt to, step in and be the reason. And maybe it'll work and maybe it won't. But I'd be good goddamned if I sit down and not do shit. That's all I'm saying about that.
Right.
But since we are on the topic of men and women, what do you guys think about the transgender swimmer that used to be number 462 in the male division, who is now number one in the number one Olympic gold? Like, what do you think about the fact that is happening? Is that fair to transition over to now you once were a male, now you're a female, now you're performing, I'll go with that.
All I can say is tarnish. You just tarnished the Olympics with that. You just took away so much with that. Like I like if you want to do that, make a transgender group. Make a group for them. You know what I mean? You cannot go into a women's sport with male chromosomes and compete. That's not fuck no. No. You can't go there.
Can a woman go from being born as a woman and then decide that they want to transition over to being a male and compete in the male sports? Is that
No,
acceptable?
no, because you know why? Now that's a good question. Would you put a woman in front of a male boxer? No. No, because you know that person, the woman physically can't handle the pressure of the male. I just again give them that if we want to do this, let's do it the proper way. Give them their own group. Transgender Olympics, whatever they want, sport they want to get in, give them their own group. Do not take this and do what y'all tarnishing sports right now. This is so unfair to somebody who worked their ass off from 6 years old to fucking 15, and a man come in and take that away. Bro, you were just competing. How can you come from the men's sport and come to the women's sport? Like you couldn't compete over there, but you come over here. Like, come on, man. To me, that right there is a real issue. And give them their own sport, give them their own category, put them in their own lane.
Oh,
Put them in their own lane.
Layla Ali could beat Mayweather.
I think later Ali would get the shit knocked out of her. If she fought Mayweather.
It's not. So T is saying he's a man. He's much stronger. Things like that. If I was on a woman's team, I would leave. Somebody said it's horse shit. Not fair at all. Somebody said,
it's not fair. The only way I would think about it being like, it's even across the board, it's not fair. But even the only way I would even be like, and maybe is if he never played in the men's division.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because now you're showing you're going from the men's division to the women. Now, if you have transgendered and tried, it still is not fair. But at least it'd be like, okay, you never did the man thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You always
he had a dick, so he did the man thing before.
But as a person that would for in all fairness to our LGBTQ community, if you transition over and now you're accepting yourself and conducting yourself, and now you are considered a woman, man, whatever the opposite sex, you are entitled to those same rights and things of that nature. So it's like, hey, it's almost like a,
but that's like a.
But, I don't think they should give that.
I don't think it's fair, but that would have been the only way mentally for me that I would slightly accept it. I'd be like, okay, well, they never played with the men. They've always like been a woman. So like I said, the mental factor of it is still really not fair because you're still working with, and it's not. There are women that can beat men in certain things in certain sports. Mm-hmm. It's not forever a man can always beat a woman, but there is.
Because there are certain sports that a smaller frame body and things of that nature may be more beneficial. You know what I mean? And for a win, a jockey.
There are some farm-raised country ass women out here that are bigger.
It could be unfair on both ends in competition.
Again,
and a lot of people are saying, like Montreal is saying, have their own league, like like they have a different league for different things. It's still Olympics, still winning the gold, stuff like that, but it's on a different platform and things of that nature.
Right, like even the women's, what's that? The women's football and stuff like that. They created.
Somebody said Juwanna Man. If you remember that movie, he was a male. He crossed over, he was playing in WNBA, and just like
he still wanted to be a man though. He was
right, but again, I think they should give them their own lane, man. Like when I seen that story, I was like, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? That's fucked up. Like, dude, and he knew he was doing. He knew he was doing, man. You knew, and that's the intent. Like the intent of which he was doing would make it so fucked up. You knew that you was faster and you was more stronger than the women because you are an athlete. You're an athlete. You know you're an athlete. You built, and you worked your way up to be this athlete. So you know that that women probably run a 5 and you run a 4. You know this. You know what I mean? And me personally, it's not like they want to be their own person. Okay, be your own person, be your individual, but be in your own lane. Be in your own lane. It's nothing wrong with giving their own sport. Shit, they probably fucking do better than everybody else. It's theirs.
So you're in actuality saying not to segregate anything, but just to even out the playing field. You're saying create a separate situation so that it can be an even playing field. Because I know you keep talking about how men are much better athletes and things like that. It's kind of what I hear you say. Like I said, depending on what sport.
No, I never said men were better. I never said men was better.
She says he might run a 4-4 and she might run a 5.
No. What I'm saying is When you got okay,
That's what you said.
men body is built different than women. We know this. It's a fact.
Mhm.
Now, when you got a man, you feel me? Like, let's be real. When you watch women basketball, it's slower than men's basketball. It's slower. It's not due to men don't work, women don't work as hard. It's not that women don't play as hard. I'm not saying that. Like you like 90% of women that play don't dunk because they don't jump as high as men. They don't grow as high as men. They don't grow as strong as men. So it's not like I'm saying women can't do it. Women can do it. It's really good in WNBA players. I like women college basketball. Say they could play, but I wouldn't want a man to go get a sex change now. He's the center for the fucking women team. Nah, man, come
Okay,
on,
can
nah.
you repeat Chris's comment for us, Montrell?
All I'm going to say is that it's a strong topic. As someone who has a transgender family member, they want to be accepted as equal. You cannot differentiate them and separate Olympics following your license. State, Maryland, female, there is no in between. Listen, what I'm saying to you. When you decide, this is the thing about life. When you decide to make a decision about your life, that means you gotta live with that decision. That's everybody, that's any individual. When that person in your family decide to be transgender, that's still the individual as a person. She took on him or her took on the role to be another sex. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. You understand what I'm saying? I dig it. They made bathrooms for transgenders. There's certain places where they got their own bathrooms. You feel me? When they go to jail, they don't go to population. They go to a separate part for transgenders. Why they can't have their own sport? I think it would be fucking cool. I think it would be cool if they do their own thing. I'm not saying take them out of the world. No, what I'm saying is put them in their own lane. Compete with your own kind. Not saying compete with your own kind. Don't
That's
take
what
it the
you.
wrong way.
Choose
That's what you
Don't
yours.
take
just
it the
said,
wrong
though.
way.
You
What
just
I
said
mean,
with your
what I
own
mean, what I
kind.
mean by compete with your own kind, you can have like 10 minutes want to play basketball, but they want to be a woman.
Hmm.
Okay, go play basketball. Go
Okay.
play basketball. Y'all can do the same thing, but don't go fucking get 10 men that used to be men and build a team and put them up against women.
Okay.
Like, I just
Queen.
don't think it's fair. I just don't think it's fair.
All right,
I, mean,
Queen.
I have
Talk to
nothing against transgender people. I love them. I love them.
Queen.
Word choice, guys. Word choice. Like I said, I just don't. The only like in my mind, the only way I probably would think it was acceptable is if he had never, played with the men. Then it's like okay, you were trained, after after being identified as a woman. You know, in my mind, that's the only way I can see it. But physically, you're putting up the same what you were born as sex against what other people were born as sex.
Hmm. So,
That, I
in
mean,
hindsight, does that make it equal?
I mean, how can it's like how can you actually be equal though? You understand what I'm saying? It's because that I understand. You feel like you were born out of what you feel like you are. I can understand that. Like I said, there's the mentality is a strong thing. I understand that, but is it equal to have been born as one sex and then identify with another? Is
Right.
that equal? That's not equal. It flips the situation. It flips the story. It flips the
It's a
narrative. It
special
flips it.
circumstance.
It
It's a special
changes.
circumstance.
So it's like it's not equal.
I mean, I definitely looked at it as when my son was playing football, Pop Warner football and recreation football, and he was too big. Like weight wise, he was bigger than the other players. So they had an older but lighter team. You know what I mean? Because they did not want the other teammates, smaller players to get hurt, even though they were the same age, same sex, all of that good stuff. It didn't make me feel like, oh my goodness, my child is an outcast, things of that nature. But there are safety reasons, just like the young lady, the UFC fighter that transitioned is transgender. She cracked a woman's skull. You know what I mean? And a lot of people were like, oh, because of the physical strength of a man compared to a woman, regardless of what you identify as and things of that nature. I think that, it's a touchy, slippery, nasty slope. I think that, again, if we had children competing against adults, people might be like, hey, that's not fair. That's wrong. That doesn't mean anything is wrong with that person or anything wrong with those persons. I'm not sure. I see, like I said, I would love to have somebody come on and talk about this with us in further detail and express from a trans lifestyle, from a transgender perspective, what the thought process is. Queen Ray, could you just read Chris's comment? Because I think Chris has a lot of background.
Uh, when you're trans, you take hormone blockers and testosterone. So who can confirm it's not equal?
Mm,
But you have to take that in order to change. And does that blocking something that's natural your body naturally produces?
mm-hmm.
It's still going to fight against that. So blocking it is going to automatically make everything like a woman,
Right. And
or
a lot
putting testosterone in a woman is going to automatically make everything in her as strong as a man. No.
right. And if you look
And
at
that's
the,
just
I mean, it's a
science. Like,
big gap.
it can
Of
get you
this man
close
going,
to it.
yeah, a man going from 462 in the male division to number one. If that is not showing that there is some type of it's some difference. I don't know if you just got that much better now
That's
that, I don't know.
362
Maybe
difference.
it is definitely a touchy subject because, like Chris is saying, I have lots of transgender people in my life, family as well as friends, so I understand the struggle and all of the oppressions and things of that nature that is gone through. But when we're talking about this particular instance in regards to competing
The
in a
actual
sport, like I
physicality
said, it's a
of
lot of
it.
women that I feel that I've seen play in the WNBA that I'm like, yo, you put them on a court with these guys and they could give them a run for their money. Granted, but at the same time, I will say that it's like, there's this is the society we're in, male, female. Again, I it's a very touchy subject, but I thought we touch on it because we're Cocktail and Convo, and that's what we do. We touch on touchy subjects and more.
Let them play their own sports, man. It'd be a great thing. They probably make a lot of fucking money doing it too.
Or,
I mean,
I mean, honestly, if that's the case, make all the sports like a mixed sport. So
you
if
No,
it's
unisex,
a
no,
team
no, no,
sport,
no,
put
right? You
men
no,
can
and
make
women
it unisex.
no,
together
no,
and on a team.
no.
No,
Make
listen,
it unisex.
that could be a solution. Put them together like on a team. So it could be football male woman team. It could be
Right,
basketball male woman team. Like if you're gonna do something like that, then
right.
then
Unisex.
that's what makes it
Oh,
equal.
right. Make it unisex. I got you.
Okay,
Chris,
okay.
Chris can make
Unisex sounds good, but if you put them, everybody. See, the thing about unisex, the only problem about unisex is that, and again, like Cheryl said, I would not think that a woman could run it. I know I'm saying, and I hate when it is a touchy subject. When you say things, people are like, women can do it all. You can, but I'd be damned if I think any woman gonna run out the backfield and run up against Ray Lewis. I just don't see that working out for him. Or Bart Scott. Like you talk about somebody who got 250 pounds of muscle on, natural muscle. This is not steroids. This is how they build.
I mean, even when we come talk about steroids, again, it goes back to now you're putting something in your body. And I'm not saying that, we're not comparing steroids to hormones and things of that nature. But yes, they'll even say that somebody on steroids, yo, it's not a fair competition. You cannot
Right.
take these steroids and play this sport because it's a fair disadvantage.
The
I mean,
advantage.
a disadvantage,
Right.
things like that.
Can't
Chris is
take
saying
enhancement drugs.
queen. If she never played, it'd be a slight difference, but you can't assume that she transitioned and initially take over the women's division. That is
Dude,
true as well.
hold up. We all know that sports start from a young age. When most people play sports, they are built like that's beyond people that get to the professional level. They are groomed for that. So it's
Mhm.
not like this woman when it got transgender at 25 and start playing this sport. Like this guy been doing this shit. You know what I mean? Like he competing in the fucking Olympics, bro. Like this ain't
Well,
no new shit to him.
if you could read Papa Bear Franklin's comment for me, please.
Ain't no slippery slope. If you a boy, you turn into a girl. It's no matter what you suppress. It's still there. Ain't bashing their lifestyle, but they need their own lane. Cause understand that if a trans woman square up with my daughter, which Is that not protecting his child? Is that not protecting his child?
But he said squares up with. He
He
didn't
said
And you heard what he
physical. He
said?
didn't say words.
say
Did you
words.
did
He
you
didn't
hear what he
say
said?
words. But he didn't say just words, Montrell.
Did he commit? But
Montreal, you gonna try to curve it to how you want anyway.
but no. But again, I agree with him. You feel me? Like you, much as you look like a girl, you still a boy. You
Right.
still a
This is
boy.
making a good point as well. He's saying, hey, there are regulations in place with the Olympics. If the board felt as though there was some serious disadvantage, they wouldn't let him be qualified to participate. Chris, the only thing I can say about that is in the world that we're living in right now, imagine
Right.
the uproar if they did not allow that person to any
Oh
persons
my
to
God. Oh
participate.
my
It would
God.
have to be, again, it's such a touchy subject because, like I said, I have
I'm
people
gonna
in
get a
my life that
backlash
are
for
very
saying
special
this.
to me that are transgender.
I'm gonna
And
get a backlash for saying this. I know I am.
I
I know
mean,
people,
you get backlash for saying a lot of things.
but
So
they got Special Olympics for a reason. They got Special Olympics for a reason. Because the motherfucker in Special Olympics can't compete with the people in regular sports. They gave their own lane.
I'm quite sure you're going to get backlash. I wasn't sure at first. But that comment, I am quite sure that is the feelings of Montreal Anthony for the one.
I was just about to say that. The feelings of Monto Anthony do not pertain to the stilettos.
I mean, right. This
I'm
is
just
not
saying.
Kocktailz Konvo. But I do, like I said, it is a very touchy subject. I don't know. I mean, I am torn between the two. Like I said, if somebody transitions over, I accept you for who you have transitioned over to be in its entirety. But with me saying that, it's hard for me to look and say, well, are there still not physical differences of some sort? I don't know. I'll leave it at that. I don't think Montreal needs to say anything else in regards to that. We'll go right over to something that he may know something about and have a strong. And I'm just going to go ahead and pop this comment up there because I feel like the Special Olympics people need to see this. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. So, Montreal Anthony for the 1-5. This question goes directly to you because you are the only guy that is on here with us tonight. And we had people log off of that last statement. Sorry, guys. We're just Kocktailz Konvo, and that's that. But male
Really?
birth control. Male birth control. I was having a conversation in regards to the male birth control that I just saw come out or that's been tested and been very successful on mice. And now they're ready to and now they're ready to right,
Wow.
ready to start human trials. And I was talking to this man, and he was very upset. Like, oh my god, I would never put something in my body that's been tested and it hasn't been tested on human. And they're just start slow down first and foremost. I'm just saying that every drug that you're taking, have taken, has been tested more than likely on mice, including women's birth control and things of that nature. But Montreal Anthony, this gentleman said, hey, I would rather have a vasectomy than to take male birth control. Montreal, would you take male birth control? Like once it's tested, of course, once it's considered safe, all that good stuff, not in this preliminary, but would you take male birth control if it was available for you?
Yeah, I would take it. I would take it.
You need to mail for 4 minutes.
Huh?
Birth control for 4 minutes. Hey yo,
I most definitely would. I would take it. I don't know. I'm not one of them people that be like
do you
against.
think that men would take male birth control? Do you think that you and your homies and like people you know would be like, yo, let's go get our birth control? Like, would it be?
I think
I know
a
lot of men.
I think that shit gonna sell off the rent. I really do. I think men. The only problem is the STD rate might go up.
Right. They gonna wild out. They gonna think it's raw dog time.
Yeah,
it's raw dog season. We ain't having no babies.
It's going to keep the top something else. You know what I mean? But I can see it selling out. I can see it being a good thing, and I can see a lot of men taking it. I can.
And Chris, yes, there has been a talk about a cure for HIV that started several weeks ago. It has, and that is a great breakthrough. Definitely, hopefully that will pan out. But right now we're talking about male birth control. Montreal Anthony said he would become a smut muffin.
I would say that.
He said there would be unprotected sex all over the globe because men now feel like I can't get a woman pregnant. And you know what, Montreal? I actually, and I don't say this often, God damn it. I agree with you. I agree with him.
I
Oh,
literally had guys say that. They said, "What? When does that come out?" I'm getting it. Like they,
Yeah, I can see that.
really,
they
it's most
going
people
wild out.
taking.
It's gonna be Raw Dog 2023 season. Oh, like that. I'm gonna be like, oh Lord, let me get. We gonna have to carry our box of condoms. Forget about them, because they're gonna be like, girl, I'm on birth control. Put this condom on, ma'am, sir.
Birth control, bitch. You ain't got nothing to worry about.
Sir, I need you to cover it, sir.
Right, that does not protect you from STDs.
He said we cannot be trusted to take the pill consistently. Yeah, they're gonna have to shot too, Marcus. It's gonna be a lot of devil getting men out there.
That's gonna be the new line, Ray. Nah, we good. I'm on birth control.
Yo, you hear me? They're gonna be like, baby, it's good. What if you on birth control? Yes, but now how many other these females you raw dogging because you on birth control? Right. Now I gotta worry about getting the cooties.
Right.
It's gonna be bad.
The fact that I'm sitting there like, what if male birth control has some of the same side effects as female birth control? Weight gain, all of those good things like that come with it. And like they had this whole meeting with the guy with hips and a butt and everything, and they're like, when guys start taking birth control, this is going to be y'all. Do you think that? Yeah.
You know what's funny? It's gonna be a lot of big hit fat ass boys. They don't care.
Still gonna do it.
They don't care. The fact that they can do it.
I can't have no baby. I'm doing it.
Oh my goodness. Do you understand that the mindset that they're gonna be in? Like, I could go for 6 months without what?
Like, look, and Chris is saying, listen, he agrees with Montreal. This is a conundrum. I don't even know what this is. We all might be struck with lightning because we're agreeing with Montreal Anthony from the 1-5. But he's like, there are people that still don't know about female condoms and Plan B. I know people know about the Plan B situation, but female condoms are not talked about enough. Montreal, have you ever seen a female condom?
Yes.
Have you ever used the female condom?
No.
Would you be okay if a woman was like, I'm going to use my condom? You save yours.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't bother me, no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. See, I think the reason why a lot of women don't use it because the way that the female condom blocks, like the woman is still gonna produce the moisture in the sex situation. So you have to probably use hella lube with a female condom,
I mean, supposedly, depending on the brand of the female condom, because it goes up inside of you. It's usually lubricated on one side, just like the male condom, or both sides, actually, because of the way, it has to be the entry. That a lot of people, because it's actually supposed to wrap around your cervix, because your cervix is how you get pregnant. So they just want to protect the cervix. It doesn't protect the way that a male condom protects. And I think a lot of people don't understand. Yes, it protects you from pregnancy, but when it comes to STDs and things of that nature, it can protect your cervix, but you still have a lot of other area that's uncovered that people question. You know what I mean? And it's not the most pleasant thing to have to get out after you've done it. You have to dig, you have to go get it. It's not the most pleasurable thing. But hours of fun trying to find it. Where are you? Yeah. So did anyone see the viral videos about pregnancy tests having Plan Bs hidden inside of the container? Oh, no, I didn't. Pregnancy test with Plan B. I mean, if you find out you're not, pop one like right immediately. Like that would be cool as shit to have the Plan B and the pregnancy test, like boom, 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 like 2 birds with 1 stone. Whoever's creating this stuff is great. Moisture that happens. Montrose thoughts.
Yo.
Do they have magnums for ladies? Wow, he went there. I really don't know if they have different sizes to the female condoms. I don't know. I haven't used a female condom often enough or bought them to know that, but I will do some more research on that. I promise you.
Right.
You know how that's not a big selling thing. You don't even see them. Like when you go to Rite Aid, I don't even see them.
You're
I
not
don't,
looking in the right place.
oh,
I mean, you're not looking for most of the time. You're not focused. You know how if you look, you're not focused
yeah.
on something.
So
You're
now
not.
I'm gonna have to look for them.
Yeah,
That
I
you
means
have
just
it's
to look for
probably
them.
only 1 or 2 rows as opposed to 10 for the men.
Right, and they're probably very hidden away. Nobody wants no. It's just like those cups that go inside of you to catch the period blood. Like it's like two of those on the shelves. Like nobody, not many are using those. So I don't know, but it is an option. Ladies, protect yourself. Men, protect yourself. Birth control does not protect you from
The
STDs,
cooties.
STIs, or any or cooties. 50-50 shields, no touchback. It doesn't protect you from any of that shit. So be smart with your bodies, especially as you get
Please.
older. And some people think as they get into their 40s and their 50s, stuff like that, and they don't need to protect themselves no more. And statistics have shown that the rate of people in that age range from 40 to 60 has gone skyrocketed, especially in women.
Yeah,
STIs
because
and
women,
STDs
that's supposed to be
skyrocketed.
our
People are
job.
getting divorced. People are looking younger than ever. People are living longer, things of that nature, which means they have more time to do things with their bodies that they don't want to disclose to us at all times. Would you, ladies? Okay, so would you be offended if he presents you with a female condom? Put this on. Put it. Put this on him. Okay. I mean,
I don't think I'd
queen.
be offended. I don't think so. I mean, I I don't know. I just in my mind the satisfaction is not going to be the same. But I don't know. I've never used a female one, so I don't know.
I mean,
Um,
I don't know if it changes much. I think it's the same as if you're using kind of. It's actually a little bit different than using a male condom, but it's still that same. You know, it's not raw. It's not raw,
no.
but you know,
no,
it's
I
still
figured that part as far as not being raw,
yeah.
but I don't know. I just the way I
I wouldn't
picture
be
it, it's
offended.
like
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you would want the woman's part to do what it does as opposed to
So the man part,
the
yeah,
man, right? But I don't
yeah.
think I wouldn't be offended because at the end of the day, he
I would have
still
to put it on.
is
I'd be like, put it in there,
understanding. Oh Lord,
put it on. They know what they
I'd
do to
be
you.
scared.
Put it on.
Do you know what you're doing if you put it on?
Right,
That's
you have to definitely because it will get stuck and it's not good.
and
Um,
yeah, we
but
don't want to
but
happen. We're trying to prevent.
But do you know what? Female condoms can be used during oral sex, which is a great thing. You can place them right on top of your vagina, and the male can lick and suck and do all of those great things, and your vagina still gets very wet and responds as if it's being touched raw. But that can protect you from all types of different things. Some people don't think about condoms when it comes to oral sex, and you
Right.
really should start thinking about it. A lot of the stuff that the mouth is not a very clean place, first and foremost, and a lot of times you put your mouth on something that somebody may have an STI, things like that, and then you go put your mouth with somebody else. You can be transferring those things. So I think you should start. I mean, head should be given with a condom. I don't understand. A lot of the times people give oral sex and then turn around and be like, yeah, let's do it with a condom. You just put your mouth all over the raw area. But I get it. Look at Montreal. Montreal, you good if a woman wants to start with a
Yeah,
condom?
I mean, I think
no,
I would.
I'm good, man, because it's actually like I'm just being educated. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's best to sit back and listen.
What?
Look,
You sit back and
hey, you listen. The fuck is going
Ooh,
on?
Lord
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah, funny.
As a man, we have sensation. They got sensation. So he's like, it's only fair that women lose some sensation, I guess, with it as well. I don't know.
No, well, I wasn't saying the sensation part of it. I was saying as far as like the woman's. So I don't know. I just the way I think of it, the woman actually lubricates the situation in sex.
Oh, okay.
You understand
Can
what
I
I'm
ask
saying?
you a
Like
question?
right, like they start off like if even with or without an orgasm, there's
There's
the
moisture
wet
developing.
them being wet.
Right.
So in my mind, they're lubricating the situation
Hmm.
regardless. Whereas if you have a woman's condom, I feel like you might hinder that a little bit.
Block your lube. Block your
Yeah,
natural
the
lube.
natural.
The
Right.
natural.
I'm not saying you lose sensation. I don't. Like I said, I don't know. I've never actually used a female
We're
condom.
gonna have. I'm gonna bring a female condom next week, and I'm just gonna show everybody the female condom so that we all so we can just.
He
I
said, "This
want
is why I'm married. I got raw habit."
to have raw habits. She says stiletto. And Chris gonna say I'll pull out the sex and props.
Right.
Listen, I will pull out props on y'all quickly. If I have them, I will definitely share them. I think that people need to know. You need to know head with a rubber 1 to 5. I'm just saying head with a rubber, Montreal. What you think?
Not a fan. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a
You're
fan
not a
of
fan, so you've had it
it.
done before and did not enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. It gets in
Oh,
the way. It gets in the way.
it gets in the way. Okay. Head with a rubber, I feel like it's blocking my blessings. Okay.
Yeah,
I am done with y'all this evening. I'm just saying, I think that, protect yourselves. That's all I'm saying. Protect yourselves. People's mouths are very nasty. Sometimes people have things going on with their mouth and things like I never forget that there was a young man that I went to school with that had gonorrhea of the mouth. Yeah, and now you out here eating and doing that you could give that to somebody. And yeast, a lot of men are out here eating yeast, and y'all don't know it, and then you giving yeast to someone else and handing off a yeast infection and things of that nature. So protect yourselves, please. Yeast grows in the woman's mouth, especially like yeah. Okay, let's just. I really want y'all to be educated. You out here doing a lot of nasty stuff, like this next stiletto letter that takes us to the grown zone, which we were already kind of in. To be kind of we stumbled into it. Now we're gonna go all the way into it because this young lady has written me this letter and she needs our help. She is with a man. They have been together for 4 months. She is very much in love with him and things of that nature, whatever the case may be. But she has been keeping a secret in regards to some of her sexual desires. Okay. She wants to know what is the best way to talk to somebody about something that you might, something that gets you off in the bedroom. For example, some people like to be choked. Some people can't even have an orgasm without being choked. They want to share that experience with the person, of course, that they're having sex with and in love with and in a relationship with. Her thing is spitting. She has a thing. She said for years and years she had it done one time and it's just been her thing. Spitting, being spit on, also spitting on her partner and things of that nature. And she's really nervous because she wants to experience this with her partner that she has now, and she just doesn't know. She said they really haven't, gotten that freaky, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So how do you have that conversation, Queen? How you going? How do you transition when you like something and it's something to get you off? How do you have that discussion with your partner? Should you just have a discussion? Should you
You
just
gotta
quit?
have it. Uncomfortable conversations. If you feel like that's something that is almost a need or like an extreme want that you have, the it you can figure out if it can be compromised or if it's just a no go for your partner, and if that should be your partner going forward, if it's a deal breaker, you know what I'm saying? And then, or can we say, well, maybe I don't like spitting, so because you like it, I can spit on you, but I don't want you to spit on me. Like, you got to see if there's going to be a compromise, or you will never find that out without the uncomfortable conversation. And if that's
I
something that gets you
love
off,
it. I have to just tell you, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I love the sense of seriousness that you took. You were like, I may not like spit on me, but and it was such a straight face that I had to laugh. I was like, I don't want, I
I'm
don't
just
spit
saying,
on
like,
you, right? A compromise, though, right? But what if the person? She's definitely afraid that he's gonna be like, "You're disgusting. This is
so
not
then
happening."
what's the outcome if you don't say nothing? You just go
Maybe she has
without getting what you want.
she gonna have to spit on while you sleep. I don't fucking just spit on this nigga while you sleep. I
Lord,
don't know. But I do. But like you said, it is a difficult conversation. You're having this difficult conversation, and it's like, what if they're not into it? Where do you go from there?
that's why stuff like that. If that's really something you really like, that should have been like addressed around the first couple times you done had sex.
now
Right.
Honestly,
listen. Now listen,
because
young lady.
I need you to know what I like. And if we gonna go any further,
Marcus
because
is
sex
saying,
can be
listen,
make or break for people.
right. He said, watch some porn together, watch that act, and see if the person is express interest. Okay, that's
y'all all going about it wrong. Now listen, young lady, this is what you do. You get this man through his peak and his horny. What I'm trying to tell you is you get in this big, you give him some of the shit that he never had before. Let me explain something to you how you started. Give him some head and start spitting there. Start there. He ain't gonna stop you from spitting on his dick. He ain't gonna say stop, that's nasty. He's not. That's one way to introduce it. Then you get elevated. You feel me? Take small steps. If you like spitting, start spitting there. I promise you he ain't gonna say that's nasty. And you just elevate it. And you elevate it. And I promise you he ain't gonna
what's the next area she should spit on? So she spits on the dick, he doesn't say anything. What's the next one that she should spit on?
So this is your next this is your thing. You elevate up. So if you're doing that part, you elevate up. If he's into it, kiss him and then back off the kiss and spit on him, spit in his mouth. I promise you.
That is not baby steps. That is not baby steps.
He kissing already.
Montreal, that's
he
not
already kissing. They already
I thought he was gonna say like spit on the chest or something. In the mouth.
They already passing saliva. What?
Montreal, I was with you until I was like, okay, baby steps. You're right. Spit on it. And then I was thinking like spit on the navel or spit on the stomach or something like that.
Try to be playing. Get straight to him. And he go, and he's like, no, he's different. One thing about a man, I'm telling y'all, you hit him at a sexual peak, you can fuck around and put something on him. You get away.
So Chris is saying, listen, start off by asking, do you like socks on or off? You want the lights on.
The simple questions, right? Throw it in there.
Icebreaker.
I learned this at a young age. The worst thing you can do is ask somebody something sexual.
The worst thing
you can do. Yes.
The worst thing you can do is ask somebody something sexual.
I learned that young. I asked somebody to give me some head, and it didn't go well.
That's not the same, Montreal.
Listen, but
you was giving out that 4 minutes. She like, nigga,
like you don't deserve the head.
Listen, be honest. I want y'all to be honest. Most of your good experiences ain't talking about it. You just do it.
That's not true. I won't say that. Some of my best experiences have taken place per a conversation about some stuff, and then it was like, okay, let's do it.
Like, oh, we about to try it.
Like, we got to try that. Wait a minute, you talking dirty to me? You know what I mean? So
you want me to do what? Oh, I ain't never did that before.
Right.
I'm trying to see what that be like.
Yeah, folks often won't say what they like and leave their partners in the dark, or what they really dive right into it and speak out on it. Yeah, you got to
speak out on it, man. Speak out on it.
Just do it.
That's what I'm saying, Marcus. That's what I'm trying to tell her. Just do it.
But Marcus is saying, listen, spit and then pull out your freaking.
Have the backup move.
Yeah, have a backup.
He's not right. He's not gonna be like, ew. No, he's gonna be like, I mean, listen, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna get away with doing it, but after might be a conversation. No, you know you spit on me, right? You might have an advocate, but he's not gonna stop. He's not going to stop.
Again,
I mean, you might have a point there, but still, I don't know.
I'm
not as that whole spin thing is like to me anyway. But
let me ask you a question, Queen. You in a position, legs up, on your back. He jamming, like you ready to hit your peak. He grabs you by your face. You like all in it, and he's spinning. You're not be like, ooh. You be like, mother,
I don't know. I don't know. If it's the move, something
after
we're not talking about
after conversation might be like, yo, you know you took it on too far.
No, sir. It depends on the amount of spit. I am freaked out by that shit. I don't.
You're not going to stop. I promise you, you're not going to stop. Now the after conversation.
Tell me.
I promise you.
How do I address my kinks? Listen, I am very, very open with my sexual stuff, and if I'm being sexual with you, I am going to say, I don't have Listen, sex is important. Sex is like right here. All sex. Like I'm not one of those people where I can compromise with sex and all. No, I'm not doing that. If we're not compatible sexually, then we can be
Most
friends.
likely it won't. Right.
Um, yeah, because I this is how important it is. Like I'm not about to be in a relationship where we having sex once a week, twice a week. I'm not doing that dumb shit. I want it, and I want it nasty. I want it whatever, and I'm gonna tell my partner. And if you into it, cool. There might be some things that I'm into that you're not. It depends on what my non-negotiables are. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm gonna tell you. Listen, in order for me to get off, I need you to do this. If you're not into that, tell me now. And I'm even okay if somebody say I don't normally do that, but I'll try it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've turned some people into some other people.
Hello.
They didn't
I
think
done
they
turned a
liked
lot of men into breast
it
men
like
because they
that.
always like the
But
boobs.
now,
They like the ass, but they become breast men after me.
right, like now, right, they have now turned over a new leaf in their life. So I'm just saying, I'm real. Listen, and I'm even open to the conversation. I don't agree with what Montrell is saying. Love, I don't think you should like spit on
I'm
somebody
talking.
because spitting is such a you know, not everybody is into that. So just randomly doing it, it may throw someone off. I think that you do definitely need to have a conversation. Not and like I love the porn conversation. Like, yo, I've had people turn on porn. That's clearly what you like. So you like that, huh? You know what I mean? And it sparks a
Yeah, you
conversation.
like that.
You know what I mean? Or you hear the person go, I never thought about that. They may have never even thought, or they might have thought, oh, spit is so nasty till they see it done a certain way. Because when you think about somebody spitting, it's always a sign of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a sexy thing. It could be an erotic thing, depending on what your erotic levels are, what your, host, just like choking. Some people think choking is such a violent act until you get the right partner. And it's like, I mean, let me tell you something. I was watching porn the other day and I saw this whole scene where they call it donkey punching. Like the guy
Yep.
was like banging her in her back. They were hitting her in the ribs. And I was just like, I like some freaky shit, but bitch, what? But
Right.
then I thought about it, like, well, I never had it either. So I'm like,
Oh
I
Lord.
I'm like, well, I can imagine that it tightens up those walls because you're like not ready for the hit.
Right. Because it'd be like, what?
You're not ready for the hit. So I don't know. I don't so like I said, you never know. So you have to be open, but never, I don't advise anyone to suppress their sexual desires for anybody because that never, in my opinion, works out good. You end up seeking it out from somewhere else, somebody else, things of that nature. Like it's a lot of men that I know that like freaky shit, but the women that they married are not into that freaky shit. So they're out there with somebody else getting that freaky
Getting the
shit that they
freaky
really
shit.
like and
Mm.
vice versa. There's some women that are like, you know what I'm saying? So if you expect to have a successful relationship, in my personal opinion, I feel as though you should be very open with your person and let the chips lie where they may. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Period
saying.
too.
Period. Period. Yeah, I'm very sexually diverse. I tell you on the first attempt. That's what I'm talking about. Keep it
Hello.
up or get off of me. Either one. Either one. I'm trying that shit tonight.
If y'all don't hear from me, you know what happened. That's hilarious. Yeah.
I'm
So
just saying you never know. Because the thing
donkey
about it is
punching.
sometimes you unleash something in somebody that they had no idea that they were even into. I,
Right.
I mean, it's happened. You're like, whoa, I didn't even know I like that. Oh, I love that. Now y'all are like on the same page. Or you may have a situation where somebody's like, yeah, I gotta go. Uh,
Chris is on it tonight, yo.
Chris, listen. I judge not anybody. Okay. I think, especially if you are married, the sanctuary of your bedroom, you are entitled to do whatever, however, whatever that looks like. That ain't got near nickel to do with nobody. So if that includes pegging, baby, that's what you do. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
mm, no,
Montreal,
no,
what?
no. I don't know, man. It's just weird how people with somebody and they're afraid to do what they love to do with them. That's weird to me. Like if I'm with you, I'm not be afraid to be like, yo, I like my balls. Like that's what I like.
Okay. Right.
So I think, right, I thought about it. I think, yeah, you need to present the conversation as you spitting on his dog.
But see, spitting on a penis and spitting on
It's
the person
different.
It's
are two
spit.
different things. It's
Whoa,
a
when
different
you real,
feeling.
what did that say? I travel through that. Oh. Slow down. Let's go.
You like your salad toast?
Listen, two things in life.
But if a woman said to you, Montrell, listen, I just love eating ass. Like, I really want to do it.
No. See that's something different. When I think of salad toss, I'm thinking he talking like.
No,
I'm thinking
salad
something
tossing Montrell is eating butt.
Oh
Okay?
yeah.
So you would let a woman eat your butt. Yes.
Yeah. I'm cool with the game.
What the fuck did you think salad tossing was?
I thought you was talking about some other shit, but it's cool.
What the fuck was that?
Because I thought you was talking about some other shit. Because you know when I heard that, like from where I'm from, I feel like, oh, nigga tossing your salad. That's mean somebody, that means you get penetrated or something.
Okay,
so,
Montrell was like,
No.
Bathroom door knob.
No.
I'm just saying that. Listen, sweetie, honey, I think you should have a conversation, especially since 4 months. Like it's do or die time. It's do or die time. Like
she only been with him for 4 months.
Yeah.
Oh, spit on him, girl. You ain't got nothing to lose. Yeah, she didn't even know.
Oh, go ahead, spit on him.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think that you should start in the like Montrell said, start with the penis, but whatever. I think you should spit on another area of the body. You know what I mean? Hand, kneecap. I mean, just try different places.
All his ashy spots.
Right. I don't know. I am an open bisexual man, like Stiletto says. Sex is important for a healthy relationship. That is true. Sex is important. I think people need to stop saying sex is not important. Like some people like love and this and that and loyalty and
It's the combo. It's the combo.
I'm just saying, Marcus, when you heard that sausage salad shit, Marcus know what I'm talking about. That ain't the same as that's two different things.
I have only known tossing salad as eating butt.
No.
Who the hell am I? I also have not been incarcerated.
That's all I've known it to be too.
I don't know.
See, it's two definitions of everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's two definitions, but there's definitely multiple interpretations.
I think that goes along with protection. Just FYI. Yeah. So
hilarious.
I think that we have had more than enough fun on tonight's cocktail convo.
We have made up for the not having a show last week.
Right. Oh my goodness. This has been it's been a show. Like, I don't know. I love everybody for joining in and chopping it up with us and all of that good stuff. Oh my goodness. That wasn't my first thought.
I'm just saying, man.
We didn't ask you about dropping the soap.
Hey, listen. I'm just saying, bro. You gotta see women slick with words. Y'all gotta listen to women slick with words, man. I'm telling you. So you gotta ask them what they mean. A woman will ask you some shit, you agree to it.
I didn't ask you nothing.
No.
It wasn't a woman that asked you. It was a whole guy that asked you.
That was a guy?
Do not like your salad toss.
Oh, see what I'm saying? You gotta get out, bro. You gotta understand what I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, I definitely
but he said, would you let a woman do it?
Right? So, he said, would you let a woman?
Yeah. Y'all like women don't get down with that friend.
Look, when we gonna do this with a live audience, I promise you that event is coming up soon. Very, very soon. I will definitely be putting that out there. We'll be talking about when we're going to be live. I want the live studio audience come through, chop it up with us. Oh my, lions and tigers. You'll be able to
Hilarious.
submit your ideas for topics as well and things of
We
that
gonna need
nature.
security so somebody don't walk up on stage on Montreal.
Please don't walk up on stage on me.
Oh my
Please.
goodness. Do
Asking
not.
you.
Okay.
I'm asking you.
So listen, let us say our goodbyes. Queen Ray, baby girl, where can they find you? Tell them how you feel this evening.
Queen, look at least my chips back here. Lord, I'm a fat ass. Queen Ray 22, RGF Entertainment, because I be taking pictures and stuff. Yeah, that's where you find me. IG, Facebook, all the social medias. Well, at least those two. I don't know about the rest of them. And as always, it's a pleasure. Thank each and everyone for coming in, commenting, liking, sharing. It's so appreciated. And just thankful. We are in 2022 and we getting it. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. Chris said he definitely wants in on that talk show. Yes, indeed.
You
This
better
is
show up,
a
Chris.
movement. A
You better
movement.
show
Okay.
up.
That's what I'm talking about. Montreal Anthony from the 1-5. Tell them where they can find you or not find you.
Y'all can find me anywhere, somewhere in Baltimore. But other than that, if you don't find me on the streets, you can find me here on Kocktailz Konvo every Tuesday. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for voicing your opinion. Appreciate y'all for allowing us to talk our shit. And what I mean, some people who are sensitive, I advise you to get it soft. I mean, stop being so soft. You know what I mean? Life is about journeys, man. Everybody's journey is going to be different. And I advise everybody tonight: do not donkey punch nobody. Do not do it
Unless you know they like it.
Try it. That's all I'm saying.
Don't punch tonight.
Don't do a whole punch. Do it like a little
Right.
smack.
Just like a little rib shot. Just a little one. Don't and see if she like it. Ain't that what you said, Montreal? So listen. Oh my gosh. I've had so much fun this evening. I missed you guys last week. Oh my goodness. Somebody said Tro for president. But listen, I enjoy this each and every Tuesday. I hope that you do as well. And if you do, please tell a friend. Share it on your page. Share it with people. Let people know we're on every single Tuesday. Montreal every other, maybe sometimes when he
girl, why was I going to say that when he said every Tuesday?
I was like, yeah. We'll see. But Montreal Anthony is definitely going to be here, hopefully next week. So listen. If you want to be a guest on the show, if you feel as though you have a topic for the show, please reach out. Please reach out. We're always looking for things to chat about and also people to come on the show. We will be doing a live performance very soon. Nice little intimate setting. Have some people through, some cocktails, some little, hors d'oeuvres. It's gonna be great. So make sure that you keep watching for that. Follow the Kocktailz Konvo IG page. Follow each of our pages. Make sure that you tune into our YouTube too. If you missed the episode, you can go to YouTube and watch the whole thing. It's on there, okay? Kocktailz Konvo on YouTube as well. And we have a Kocktailz Konvo Facebook page. So follow us, get the name out there. This is going to be the year and the movement. So I'm excited about it. And I love everybody. I don't have anything else to say. Follow me, Sluttle Funny. All right. Until we meet again. Bye. Oh, yeah. If you want to be a sponsor, hit me up too. I forgot about that. Sponsorships are available. We have sponsorship packages. So make sure you hit me up about that as well. All right. Bye again. Oh, shoot.
Peace.
Right button.